after the rainy season in New South Wales. The tracks are not just left on the ground, they run straight into water sources and farmland. Invasive wild boars dig through the soil, muddy the flow of streams, destroy plant roots, and spread damage night after night. Today, we enter the forest not to hunt for fun, but to block their access routes under Australia's proper wildlife management practices, protecting farmland, water sources, and long-term ecological balance. Right from the forest edge, the signs of invasion were obvious. Torn up soil, exposed roots, and deep grooves stretching along familiar travel paths. These are not just traces of wild boars. They're early warnings of soil erosion and the risk of mud washing down into the fields below. We prioritize setting observation points along the forest edge because this is where the herd's entry routes are most visible. Blocking them at the edge not only reduces damage to farmland below, but also helps avoid unnecessary disturbance deep inside the ecosystem. As the sun rises, water points become almost like mandatory meeting places. Wild boars often head toward muddy pools and standing water to cool themselves down. Instead of spreading the team everywhere, we focus on sensitive areas, places where even a single round of digging can send mud sliding into the fields and cloud the water supply. Here, success does not come from luck, but from reading small environmental changes and choosing the right moment in the right place. Detecting a hidden animal is never about chance. It comes from noticing the smallest shifts in the environment around us. Understanding behavior allows us to handle the situation effectively without causing large-scale disturbance. The dense forest canopy in NSW makes ground-level visibility extremely limited. Low-altitude drones become an important tool, allowing John to assess the situation from a distance, determine movement patterns, and evaluate risk before approaching. Data from above helps John choose the right intervention strategy, maintain safe distance, and minimize disruption to native wildlife nearby.
Woohoo.
In thick forest, sound is easily absorbed and often misleading. Short, broken grunting sounds are one of the few signals that reveal the presence of mature individuals, the group most responsible for the heaviest damage. The team adjusts its approach based on wind direction and terrain, keeping the right distance and prioritizing absolute safety for both people and the surrounding environment.
Yeah. I jumped right up it.
Natural low-lying areas in NSW forests often become accidental funnel points for movement. Understanding the terrain allows the team to predict how wild boars will react and take control of the area in advance. Two mature individuals appeared exactly as expected, Because observation points had already been positioned, we maintained clear visibility, blocked their retreat path, and handled the situation quickly, without a long chase, without turning the entire forest into chaos. Before leaving the area, the team checks the entire forest edge once again to ensure no individuals remain capable of reaching the fields in the short term. This is a step many people overlook, but it often determines whether the herd returns the very next day. This final verification helps reduce the risk of reentry, protects the crops, and gives the forest time to stabilize again.
I'm gonna go. The one right next to yours. You count it down. 3, 2.
Every rainy season, NSW forests face pressure from invasive wild boars. Today's operation was not simply a hunt. It was a responsible intervention based on tracks, terrain, and observation data, designed to reduce damage without turning the entire forest into disorder. The lesson is clear. Stop them at the forest edge instead of waiting for them to reach the fields. See with data before stepping in with your feet. And always follow up, because the next round often begins the very next night.
In recent years, wild pigs in California have become a serious threat, with their numbers now exceeding 6 million, wreaking havoc on the land and natural forests. These creatures not only invade habitats, but also weaken the entire ecosystem. Now, we can no longer hesitate. Today's hunt will determine whether this land can be restored, whether we can protect a nature that has already endured too much damage. As the first rays of sunlight broke through the horizon, our hunting vehicle rolled into the barren lands of California. Equipped with specialized weapons, modern scopes, and all the necessary gear ready for action, we moved swiftly, surveying the terrain, and quickly selecting a vantage point with a wide view to set up an ambush. After a brief wait, the sound of rustling filled the air as the wild boar herd suddenly appeared. But in that moment, my eyes locked onto the largest, fattest boar. Without hesitation, I aimed, took a steady breath, and squeezed the trigger. After a resounding shot, the massive beast was no longer able to escape our control. But the celebration would have to wait. We quickly followed the trail of their escape. With my binoculars in hand, I spotted the beast trying to hide. Without a second thought, I fired the shot. The target dropped instantly, tumbling down the hillside. Yeah, success! A well-earned outcome for the quick and precise decision I made just moments before. In that moment, I realized that the greatest victory is overcoming oneself. That joy was doubled when, at the same moment, we received word from our teammates that they had also taken down another massive boar. Continuing to observe the herd above, Leon immediately signaled to me the position to block their path. Meanwhile, Leon was ready to close the trap, ensuring they had no escape route. As I reached the spot, I noticed an unusual sound and turned my gaze toward it. Sure enough, one by one, the boars began to appear. The shots rang out in quick succession, and several dropped right where they stood. "They're running down below," I signaled to Leon. Not long after, the deafening sound of gunfire erupted from the foot of the hill, as precise as a flawless report. The hunt was a success. In the heat of the battle, I failed to notice another target nearby. Luckily, Leon spotted it just in time and swiftly handled the situation. The decisive sound of the shot hit the mark, putting an end to the restless beast's life. Not only was it a rescue, but it also stood as a testament to our sharp awareness, reflexes, and reliable teamwork in the face of danger. After the thunderous gunshots, the wild boar herd seemed startled and began to rush off in a panic. From a distance, we could clearly see their frantic figures. We quickly set up strategic checkpoints to intercept their escape. When the target appeared, I didn't hesitate and squeezed the trigger immediately. The bullet flew true, taking down the beast. But I have to admit, their speed was too much. I couldn't react quickly enough to take down the others before they disappeared from sight. In stark contrast to the bustling atmosphere, the western side was thick with tension. After scanning the area, Leon spotted several solitary boars hiding all around the hillside. They had taken over every nook and cranny, leaving no empty space. With utmost caution, Leon moved forward, his eyes never leaving the target, each breath steady and controlled. A precise aim, the squeeze of the trigger. The bullet flew, and the beast dropped instantly. The sound of gunfire echoed from all directions, confirming the inevitable end of the wild boar herd in this place. When it comes to hunting, the skill of a hunter is the first and foremost essential, complemented by the support of teammates, modern equipment, and a flawless plan. With these, we are able to achieve victory, and victory easily completing our mission for the local villagers and the land of this region. After days of waiting, the day had finally come. Early in the morning, my whole family went out to the fields to harvest corn. Everyone was excited and eager, but that joy didn't last long. As soon as we reached the edge of the cornfield, I heard the cries of our neighbor, Mike. A quick glance across the field told me everything I needed to know. In just one night, the field had been severely destroyed. Without wasting any time, I grabbed my phone and alerted the team. Let's go. The aggressive wild boar herd is back. The hunt was on, and ahead of us lay a grueling journey where human cunning and the instincts of these wild creatures would clash. We moved into the untouched cornfields, where the corn grew tall. This created a perfect cover for the wild boars. From a distance, I heard the familiar rustling sound. Slowly, I made my way toward the noise, my heart pounding in my chest. And just as I had predicted, a wild boar appeared, crossing the path. Its fate was sealed. I aimed and pulled the trigger. The animal collapsed instantly, unable to move. A perfect shot, wouldn't you say? Looks like today's hunt is off to a good start. Assessing the situation, our team decided to venture deeper into the cornfields, where the boars were still hiding and silently destroying the crops. Of course, accompanying me were my loyal and intelligent hunting dogs. After only a short distance, the barking rang out, signaling their discovery. I quickly followed, knowing the wild boar had appeared. Sure enough, my dogs were cornering a boar that was busy nibbling on the corn stalks. Without hesitation, I squeezed the trigger and fired. The animal dropped instantly, unable to comprehend what had just happened. Everything unfolded swiftly and decisively. Meanwhile, to the west, Jack received the signal and moved toward the main path of the cornfields. As expected, the prey appeared. Everything unfolded in just a few seconds. Without hesitation, Jack squeezed the trigger and took down the boar with a single shot from a considerable distance. A perfect shot, don't you think? What do you think of that performance? Leave a comment below and let us know. On this side, I continued moving deeper into the cornfield. My loyal hunting dog had caught the scent of the wild boar and barked loudly, alerting me. It courageously charged ahead, subduing the prey, while I was ready to take down this fierce creature. I locked onto the target and squeezed the trigger. It collapsed instantly, unable to resist. The intruder was punished, and this was the justice it deserved. The fields were once again safe and secure. From a distance, Jack had already heard the sound of footsteps trampling the ground. Nothing else. It was the boars. Jack stayed alert, scanning his surroundings. The footsteps grew louder, and that's when the prey appeared. It charged forward like a lightning bolt. But of course, its speed couldn't match that of a bullet. Jack squeezed the trigger, and with perfect accuracy, he brought it down instantly,